Welcome back to Tales and Treasures. I'm your host, Mr. Almeida, and boy do I have a surprise for you. We are going to travel to Tampere, Finland to find one of the Holy Grails of Xbox. Now I'm not gonna spoil what it is just yet, but I promise you it's gonna be really cool. And on top of that, we're going to hear a nice story behind it too. So stay tuned. I'll see you on the train. So, here is the Turku City railway station. And there are the trains. Better get going before we are late. It's time to get on the train. But, even though it's a 2-hour trip, I can keep myself entertained with Pokemon Heart Gold. I absolutely love that game. Before we go on with the main quest, I'm going to meet up with my friend Kimmo. He has kindly agreed to drive me around Tampere and show me the sights. And we have a chance to catch up since we haven't seen each other in a while. We also went on to a flea market, and after that we went to this awesome gaming bar called Save File. The manager there was really cool and let me film in there. He also told me about their bar and its history and about the small brewery that makes all their beers and lagers, which had awesome game-inspired names, as you can see here. I myself had a Leisure Suit lager. They had a bunch of mini consoles there, and as well an arcade machine, and a lot of cool art on the walls, some or all of which were made by gamers who visited the bar. They had all these cool side rooms with PlayStation consoles where you and your friends can hang out, drink and play games in your own peace. You can also go in and play board games in Save File. Pretty cool. I absolutely love this place and I hope they expand this idea into my city in Turku as well. Next, it was time to get back to the main quest and get to my meeting. And, I kid you not, the parking lot where we left our car was in front of the tiniest indoor ice rink I've ever seen. Just look at that place. I would love to see the hockey matches in there. So, here we are. This is Jarno. He is a fellow gamer and a collector, and he has agreed to sell me something truly awesome. Should we show them what it is? Ta-da! It's a steel battalion. How awesome is that? And we have the game as well. So, can you tell us about Steel Battalion? What exactly is it?
It's a vertical tank, simulator battle mix. It's the largest joystick ever made for any consumer mass release. Yeah. It has over 40 buttons, I think, and 3 pedals, and yeah, it's fucking realistic.
It's epic what it is.
Yeah.
Now, this is one of the holy grails for Xbox collectors. Even though it had a second release with different colored buttons, am I right?
Yeah.
So, what's really interesting, that even though this is really rare, You've had several of these. 4, I think?
8.
8! Why is that? What's the story behind it? We want to know.
I held a massive tournament of these.
A massive tournament.
Yeah, on the expansion pack version that has only multiplayer available currently. We had some problems, so it was 3-on-3 matches, but because our Xboxes failed.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so but at least it was 3-on-3, so it was quite huge for Finland at least.
I think that's huge anywhere. Like I haven't heard of this. Like massive Steel Battalion tournaments. Who does that? This guy, Jarno.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like yeah.
That's normal for me.
Yeah, it's an everyday thing. Let's look at this collection. I don't know if I can ask any more questions. I mean, this is just mind-boggling. I'm gonna show later what's inside here. Just thank you so much for selling me this and sharing this story of yours.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
I will see you back home. So, indeed I bought myself a Steel Battalion. Now, I paid a little bit more than I initially wanted to, but it was a sacrifice I was willing to make because it was way more convenient to pick it up here within my own country than going on eBay or something. But there was another sacrifice that I didn't intend on making. See, while I was carrying this heavy thing around, me being a total fucking idiot, I carried it from the handle. Well, see for yourself. Here's what happened. Let's just chalk that one up as one of the hilarious shortcomings of Mr. Almeida. So, the first thing that's inside here is the manual. But it's in Japanese, so I can't actually read it. But I could put it on the coffee table, so people will think that I do read Japanese manuals to pass the time. Like, I have hobbies, you don't know me. And there's another part of the manual here. I think it is just a list of what's supposed to be inside here. Let's just lay them out in front here. So, here it is, the Steel Battalion, one of the Holy Grails of Xbox. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I'm so happy to have this in my collection. Let's take a closer look at the Steel Battalion. As you can see, there are a lot of buttons. And speaking of buttons, the first edition, which is this, had the green buttons and the second edition had blue. Also, there seems to be a red button that you are probably not supposed to push. So let's push it. Also, what we failed to mention earlier is that the Steel Battalion controllers also support a second game, the sequel, Steel Battalion Line of Contact. Now, let me just put it back the way it was, because I totally know how to do that. And let's find it a place in my collection. So, after putting everything back in the box totally the way it was, I found the Steel Battalion a perfect place to display it. So let's just put the game right next to there. Looking good. And as you may recall from my game room tour, I also had a Steel Battalion pin that will go really nice over there. So, that's it for this week's episode. I really hope you liked it. And if you did, please press the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell button, all sorts of buttons. Not the unlike button, no, that's a bad button. Yeah, I really don't know how to end these things, like it's always a bit awkward, so let's just try this one.